going to do the toe taps and heel taps now, and they are good, very good core exercises. There are lots of exercises when you hear say we're going to use the core, and of course you need a strong core to be able to do those exercises, but there are some exercises that specifically work the core muscles, and this is one of them. So it's using a strong pelvic floor and a very strong transverse abdominal muscle, another of our key core muscles. So starting in the relaxation position with good alignment, with the knees and the feet hip width apart, the pelvis is in neutral, and the rest of the relaxation position is in good alignment. Vivi's going to keep her neutral pelvis. This is really important because it's this lower abdominal muscle here that stabilizes the pelvis, which allows her to move without moving and getting out of neutral pelvis. So to start this exercise, you have to come into a double knee fold. So to take a breath in, as you breathe out, engaging your core, bring one knee up and then the other. Good. So starting in the double knee fold position, some people call it the tabletop. Now Vivi is going to, on an out breath, she is going to bring one foot down until the foot almost touches the mat or just touches the mat, and then brings the knee back above the hip. And all the time working from the hip joint here, not just dropping the lower leg. Okay, so she's going to float down on an out breath and bring the knee back up on an in breath. So take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, pull in your core, lower abdominal pelvic floor, hinging from the hip, just touch the toe, bring the knee back up on an in breath. On an out breath, keeping the core engaged, you swap legs. Let the foot just, the toe just touch, and then bring back up as you breathe in. So alternating each time, breathing out to bring the foot down until the toe just touches, breathing in to come up. All the time working from the hip joint. On your next out breath, having engaged the core, pelvic floor, lower abdominal, till the toe just touches, and bring the knee up. We'll do one more on each side just to show you. So the pelvis is staying nice and still, the shoulders are staying relaxed. She's working from a really strong core, pelvic floor, lower abdominal, and hinging from the hip socket so that the angle behind the knee doesn't alter, and she can really feel that there. Can you feel that there? Now it's very easy to start this exercise correctly, and you go home and you start to do it slightly incorrectly and you think you're not actually getting much benefit. And that is usually because you stop working from the hip joint here and you just drop the foot, which is much easier. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, do it incorrectly, you just drop that foot down, see how the angle behind the knee has changed, and then you just bring the foot back up again. And actually you could do that all day long and it gets very boring and you don't actually feel it from the abdominals. So if you do it from the hip socket, and if you find that after a while you're not getting much benefit from it, either you need to move on and progress it, or you might find you're just dropping your foot. So going back once more to doing it correctly, breathing in to get ready, as you breathe out, engaging the core, hinging. It's almost like you're going in a slight arc with your foot, and breathing in to bring your knee up. One more on the other side to keep yourself balanced. Good. And then hug your knees into your chest. So it's a nice simple exercise, but actually even on people who've got quite a strong core, you should still be able to feel it. And it's a very good core exercise for strengthening the core muscles. So a natural progression from toe taps, so back into a double knee fold position, are the heel taps. Exactly the same, but whereas with the toe taps you had your feet pointed, you're now going to have your feet flexed. The flexion is from the front of the ankle, so the toes still stay relaxed. And now you're leading with the heel. Again, this is slightly stronger now because it's got further to go than the toe has. So the same principles, keeping the pelvis in neutral, floating down on an out breath. I say floating because it's a nice free light movement. It's not a heavy thudding movement. So float gives that sense of keeping it nice and tension free. So on your out breath, engaging your core, hinging from the hip socket. Got a little bit further to go now, so stronger here. And then breathe in to bring the knee up. So you start with the toe taps, and when you feel you want a little bit more of a challenge on your next out breath, when you want a bit more of a challenge, you progress to heel taps. Good. And notice how Vivi is keeping her feet and her knees hip width apart so the foot doesn't come in. That's it. And as to keep going, Vivi, as she drops down, that heel is staying in line with the knee. It's not coming outside. If you just do it slightly out, I don't know if you can see from that angle, but do it just slightly away from the midline. That's it. Or even coming into the midline a little bit. Yeah, all this puts a little bit of a strain on the hip here, so it's very important to keep it absolutely in line. So you've got the ankle, the knee and the hip staying in line, so it's a pure movement, keeping in line and back up again. Good. So sometimes you find that one foot will, or knee or leg, whichever part you want to think of, will do something slightly different. And this is again all about alignment as well as strength. So do one more on each side. So this is much stronger, isn't it? So all the time keeping your shoulders relaxed. Because it's stronger, it's very easy to start tensing the shoulders. So always keep the shoulders relaxed and the rest of the spine in alignment, and then hug your knees into your chest. Well done. Very good. And remember, when you come out of your double knee fold, one leg at a time, all the time using your core. Don't just suddenly drop both your feet down. One leg and then the other back into your relaxation position. Well done, Vivi.